Hi everyone, I'm Alyssa and today I'm going to be talking to you about the Procolored DTF printer. First and foremost, I'm not getting paid to say any of this. I bought this printer with my own money and I use it for my online apparel company. DTF means direct to film. It makes t-shirt transfers or apparel transfers. At least that's what I use mine for. There's a special coating on the back. It goes on an oven. I'll go through an entire shirt process with you at the end of this video, and then you can put full color images on your apparel from home. So I wanted to explain that when I bought this machine, I had no affiliation with Procolored at all. Since then, I had a viral video series about it on TikTok, and they have now offered me a code to share with my friends and followers. That's Bottomless Mimosas, the same as my username. Outside of that, they did send me a new machine, a UV printer. It's over here. I'm going to be doing a separate video on that, and the machine was gifted. This machine was not gifted. It did help me get contact with them, but it has nothing to do with this video at all. Now that that's out of the way, I wanted to talk about why I chose DTF over sublimation, etc. Or vinyl is what I was doing. So DTF is kind of like a plastic material that you print on, this film here, that special ink goes on, and you can print full color images, or a simple design just as text like you would with vinyl. I do find that it holds up a lot stronger than vinyl, and I like DTF better than sublimation because sublimation you can only use light colors. With DTF you can use any color. I chose to go in the DTF direction because when I was buying transfers from other companies online for my small business, they had an MOQ, minimum order quantity, that sometimes I couldn't live up to. If I had to order 20 or 50 of a transfer, but I only sold 10 shirts, I'm just sitting on that overhead inventory and I'm really just eating the cost. So I was looking for a way to invest in making my own transfers, and people kind of gatekeep about it a lot, like about the DTF world, so I had to dig to find what a DTF printer was. I probably found out about them maybe a year ago, except they are very expensive machines. Like, I am totally aware of that. So the way that this came about was just like a impulsive pull the trigger moment after having it in my cart for 2 months. Also, I wanted to put out a ton of designs, and I didn't know which one of them would stick and which one of them wouldn't, so this was my safest bet, was to make the investment, make the plunge, and purchase the printer. I chose Procolored because it was on the cheaper side of the ones I saw. A lot of them I saw were like $5,000, $6,000, $10,000. This one I believe was $28,000, the whole set of everything that I got, and including the oven. Couldn't find any of their ambassadors or affiliate codes like what I have now. Besides that, there are pros and cons to this machine. I want to be very honest about that because it may or may not be what you're looking for. I'm going to just show you right there. My desk is a mess, but that's my Procolored DTF printer. For this machine, if you are looking to become a transfer company and sell the transfers, this is not the machine for you. This machine does not work fast enough to spit out tons and tons of transfers. It probably takes me 5 minutes for the transfer to print, depending on the design. Some may be a little faster and some may be a little longer, but it is not efficient time-wise if you're looking to print a ton of different transfers in one given moment. Another con is it only works with Microsoft. I did see online that someone said they were able to download Microsoft to their Mac, but I didn't want to risk any of that. I use a separate laptop that works for both my Procolored machines, but I'm just going to say it's not Mac compatible. I would not get the machine if you don't have or are not willing to get any type of Microsoft run laptop. The program comes with the machine. You don't have to purchase it separately, and it's very user-friendly. Inside of your box, which I'm going to insert a clip if I have it. If not, please don't bully me. It's on my TikTok page. It comes in a massive crate that you need a hammer and pliers to open because it's shipped from overseas. Once you open it up, you can see that there's a little baggie I think I have over here, and it comes with some extra pieces for your machine, and a little dongle or a USB drive of instructions and the program that you're going to need to run the printer. So the first one with the instructions, I copied it right to my computer, literally just copy and paste it into a new folder, and then I was able to take that out and plug my printer in because I only have 2 USB spots on my computer, and then I followed the instructions. Most of the instructions are with a voiceover because this is a Chinese company, and for me, they were pretty easy to understand. I did have a little bit of difficulty, but I had a techie cousin helping me figure it out. And I'm happy to make a video on that, uninstall it and reinstall it to show people if that's of interest. Basically, you just allow download. It's pretty simple. I also wish that I would have gotten the roller version so that I could print a little bit faster instead of doing one design per sheet. And I think this attachment that they sell, I'm going to be looking into that to convert it from a single sheet to the roller version. I don't have any full advice on that because I've only ever used the sheet version and I haven't had any problems. Now, another con, I'm just getting all the cons out of the way, is you have to run this machine nearly daily because the print heads can clog, the ink can dry up inside of them, causing them to get plugged up, and then your print gets messed up. And you can sometimes clean them or flush them, but to replace it is an expensive thing to do. Now, I've let my machine sit before for 2 days without touching it. I don't recommend it. Nothing bad happened, but I recommend you just open the computer and do the print head cleaning daily, even if you're not printing it. If you can't and you can get someone else to do it, great. And if you don't do it for a day or two, I'm sure your printer will be fine, but don't quote me on anything. Just because I didn't have problems, I don't know if you might have problems. Now let's go on to pros. The software that they give is very user-friendly. It is not a design program, so you have to have your designs already done, but it takes SVGs, PNGs, JPEGs, whatever. You put them in, and I will do a whole print with you guys at the end of this, but it's very easy to navigate. You get to set your canvas size so you know how big your impression is going to be, and obviously being able to print full color from home is an absolute lifesaver. My quality in prints and apparel is much higher. I'm going to show you one of my finished results. I've washed one of my pieces over 20 times in the last 2 months just to see how it would hold up. It's done great, and I can't say that much for vinyl. I never want to use vinyl again, which is another reason why I got this. And being able to print to order is such a lifesaver rather than sitting on inventory of prints or of apparel. So I think this was a good investment for me in my business. I did do an installment payments through PayPal, so I'm still chipping away at it. If you paid off in 6 months, they don't charge you interest. So that's what I did to get mine because I didn't just have like $3,000 laying around. Let's see. I asked on TikTok questions people had about the machine, and everyone wants to know what ink brand I use, what film brand I use, and what powder I use. So the process of DTF is you print onto the film, and then the back is a white coating. You have 2 white channels in your printer. I'll show you them. With that, while it's wet, you cover it in a film that ends up melting down into the film to allow it to adhere to apparel. So after it's done being dusted, you put it in the oven that you get with the printer for 200 seconds at 115 degrees Celsius. At least that's what I do. That's what works. It melts down, and then you can just press it. Now, these transfers are cool peel. So I like to press mine at 5 seconds at 340 degrees, I think. Let me double check when I turn my press on. And then after that, you press, and then you wait for it to cool off, so you don't peel it off right away. After it's about room temperature, you can peel it off really smooth, and then I press it again for 5 seconds, and then it's ready. So without further ado, let's look at the machine together. I'm going to tell you some more information, and if you have any questions along the way or after I'm done, then just comment them below, and I'll try and make a follow-up video. If there is any questions, hopefully I'm explaining it well, or you're having trouble with your machine. If you're having trouble with your machine, I'm not an engineer or tech savvy, but I really haven't had any problems with this machine, so I will try and troubleshoot with you. Other than that, let's just get into it. I do have a video on my TikTok how to refill your ink, but it's very basic. You just open up these and fill them up, and then here are the tubes that obviously connect from the other side, and make sure back here you have your disposal container. When you do your print head cleaning and as it prints, it discards excess ink in there, but you don't want it to overflow because that happened to me and it was a mess. And when you open the ProRip software, it's going to look like this. This is how you change the size of your canvas. This is for the A3. I also have a ruler up here, and to change that, you just go over to these 3 lines. I call that the hamburger sign, and then scale unit, and whatever you're most comfortable with. I'm in the US, so I like inch, so I leave it there. And now I'm going to pull in a design. I have jobs already saved, so I can just pull them back up. That's also really nice about this, that once I have something, it's saved in there for good, if I save it. Okay, so I'm actually doing a job I have not done yet for a design that I just sold. It's I'm a Sucker for You for my Valentine's Day collection, so now you can kind of see how it goes once you upload an image or a PNG or SVG. Sometimes with SVGs, you don't get a preview, which sucks, so I try and do them in PNG, but the first thing you want to do before anything is make sure that both your white channels are on here. So this says W1, white color under every pixel. You can also do fill the whole area, etc. when you are printing like a square or a full shape, but most of my designs are distressed, so I always do under any pixel. You can change the way your image is sized here. I like to go with 9, so that will be a 9 by 9, and then I'm gonna hit rip to print it. And these settings should always be this way. You want to mirror print it. If you don't want this checked, you can mirror it before you hit print. But I just leave everything, have this checked, and automatic print after rip. You have to have the automatic or it won't be sending. And then you just hit confirm. Now to track its progress, you hit these arrows up here. And you can see that this is the job that I just did, and it's going to start sending it to the printer. Now here's also where you're going to do the print head cleaning. Even if you're not printing something for the day, before you start printing for the day, you should always be doing this. You right click and do printer preferences, and then it brings this up, maintenance, and then you hit head cleaning. I'm not going to clean the head right now because I am going to print, and I've already done this, but you would hit start. And then you can print the nozzle check pattern. If it looks decent, then you can proceed with the rest of your work. So the machine is taking my paper. If you ever get a paper jam, which has not happened to me yet, but you do have to practice feeding the paper, you use this button here. And if you ever want to cancel something, like you notice that your paper is on the wrong side and it's printing off, you can hit this trash button and then just let it do its thing and it'll push it out for you. While that's printing, I'm going to preheat my oven here. Here's the settings that I have it on. This will go up to 115 and for 200 seconds, and then once it's warm, it will count down for you. And when the countdown is off, this alarm will go off. So if you want to do something else for 200 seconds, that's fine, but do stick around because this alarm will go off, and the only way to stop it is to press the button again. This is what this looks like. There she is. So cute. And this is for the back of a hoodie and then the front left chest. As you can see, as it's printing, it has 2 layers of white going over to make my image opaque instead of transparent. That's one of the great things about this. It prints white and it also keeps that thick white layer on the back to make your image pop. And so this will take a few minutes, and when it's done, it will come out onto this platform that it comes with, and I just let it sit there for about a minute, and then I'll show you what to do with the powder. So my print is done, and I'm going to go ahead and turn off the printer so it's not a loud background noise for us while we're talking here. Now with the powder, if you're going to take extreme measures, this is where I keep my powder. You could use gloves and a mask because you don't want to like inhale this stuff, but this is the powder that I'm going to be using to the back of this. But first I'm going to cut it. And if you can tell here, because I have extra space, I could have printed something else at the bottom, but I've tried putting two of the same design on one, and because the machine can't keep rolling and pushing it more and more forward, the bottom of the print got messed up, like all the ink pooled. So I just do one per sheet, and I cut it in half, and then I use those half sheets to do the testers when I run the print head cleaning in the morning. So I'm going to cut this with a pair of scissors and then show you how to do this. Kind of like this, if you can see. And then it will dust the back of your image. So it will look like this. See the difference between where it's wet and where the powder is? I found a small business that has DTF accessories, so I'm going to get a new unit here, a new dusting station to put up next to the printer so I don't have to bend over this plastic container. At this stage, it's still pretty delicate. You don't want to touch the wet spots because they are not firm in place until they are baked. So that's what I'm doing here. And then if you remember what I told you before, I'm going to press that and have it count down for me. That's that loud alarm that will keep going until you pick it up. Now it is ready. I'm just going to let it cool off right here. And I'll be ready to press when my blinks get here tomorrow. And this is what everything looks like when it's done. It's pretty in the fabric, if you can see. This is for an order. Because I don't have the blank for the other one, I won't be pressing it today. But if you guys want another video on how to press apparel or anything else, just comment below and I'll work on it. I really hope this video helped you make a decision or learn more about DTF, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye!